The title of the song is introduced in an animated font at the start of the music video, lasting for 2 seconds on screen before transitioning into a curved animated line moving from one side of the screen to the other in time with the beat. Whilst the scene is happening, the animation in the background moves in time with the beat in a series of various shapes to help establish the electronica genre, perhaps representing the imaginary shapes from the instruments. The camera movement within this one long frame is from a long wide shot with an extremely slow zoom in into what could be assumed as the protagonist of the band on screen in a silhouette until 43 seconds in, whereas a much closer wide shot of the artist becoming the basis for the rest of the video, as the black fades away to reveal a more detailed figure. 26 seconds into the video, the lyrics are heard and create a link between the visuals on screen and the lyrics we can hear, fitting Goodwin's theory. Also, at 46 seconds, the animation becomes a lot stronger and more interactive, overlaying the subject as well as the background, which is the kind of style we want to aim for within our own animation. It also fits the beat of the snare drum as well as the hi-hat, strengthening Goodwin's theory of relations. At 1 minute 7 seconds, there is an amplification of the lyric "Turn it backwards," where the frame is literally revolved so the figure is now walking away from us. As well as this, he begins to dissolve into the background as the shapes become stronger, perhaps giving the idea of an outsider trying to blend into the background. At 1 minute 28, the colour is introduced, fitting the uses and gratifications element of entertainment, as well as depicting the entire setting to represent the escapism of the theory, and identifying as an inanimate drawing on screen. For Hall's theory, the reading will be negotiated, as each viewer can identify differently to what's being presented to them on screen. The use of switching the perspective throughout the video, particularly at 1 minute 52 and 2 minutes 19, allows the audience to see the figure at a range of angles and both associate and disassociate with him. Through 2 minutes 12, the figure is seen pushing through what can be deemed as a boundary, perhaps adopting the idea of breaking through the constraints of society and what's accepted as the norm for a music video. We will be adopting these minimalist ideas into our own animation, as these kind of shapes and detail around the character work well in immersing the audience within the scene, as well as playing around with the idea of the protagonist in a unique way to the other music videos. At 2 minutes 52, the protagonist becomes the shapes and builds in colour before totally transforming the entire scene at 3 minutes 3, and back to himself at 3 minutes 25 to being a standalone white with a colourful background, allowing him to become the centre of focus once more. Quick cuts towards the end of the video establish what the audience have already seen and become an idea we also want to incorporate within ours. As the animation fades out into the background, it's also given us an insight into how we can transition back into our own music video. As far as intertextual references go, there could be a more subtle link to Tame Impala's simple animation, however it is not a strong reference if any. As it is a male character, there is perhaps an ideology of the man being dominant and the lead, but this can only be presumed as the singer himself is a male. To couple this, Mulvey's theory cannot be applied as there are no females within the video for the gaze to be put upon. However, it does conform to Strauss's theory of binary opposition, as he uses black versus white and continually uses old versus new in terms of shapes and colour.